Today out came a strangely compelling oddball, something quite raw and filthy, for some perhaps even repulsive, but on the flip side, this filth actually has a heart and style. I had no idea what mope meant in the porn industry, but surely enough now I know that, and also the true and seedy story behind it. And it's a story the film stays quite true to, bringing to screen one of the possibly most grounded and pragmatic depictions of adult film industry. Mope introduces us to the tragic story of Steve Driver and Tom Dong, two low-end porn actors that become best friends and together seek opportunities and reach for fame, only to achieve infamy. Taking place in a physically and mentally seedy and otherwise deviant slice of this world, Mope feels confident and assuring within the confines of it. It's not an adult film though, in a sense that, despite being set in such a universe, Mope is not an overly explicit movie. Having said that, you don't want somebody walking in on it without having a proper context. Steven is an enthusiastic young man with a couple of troubles on his shoulders and on his mind, and his absolute American dream is to become an adult film star, and Tom Dong is all up for it. Therein lies the heart of this movie, in the process of a friendship, one that ends in tragedy. Mope starts on a rather uplifting note and stays quite fun and funny for at least half the runtime, though I imagine the subject matter could be a big if for some, for one might feel the urge to take a shower after seeing this filthy flagship carrying some sleazy and homely men. Mope calls for empathy, but there isn't a whole lot of that in the society it presents, so whether to feel that is something that really depends on the viewer. The comedy factor, however, is inarguable, and it's quite rare for a movie of such mood to end on a note so bleak and depressing.
Put your hands behind your head. Come on, put your hands behind your head. You ready? Are you ready? I have something for you.
Okay. All right, Tom. Kayla is gonna kick you in the balls.
Wait, what?
The seemingly nearly perfectly cast ensemble of actors do a great job and do not take away from the established authenticity of Mope. My personal highlights are Nathan Stewart-Jarrett as the energetic lead, and to many probably a scene face someplace, Brian Huskey, portraying the studio manager, writer, producer, director, and basically the mighty leader.
Here we are. We got Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker. What'd I tell you?
You're spot on.
There isn't really a bad performance around, and if Mope hasn't been sold yet, horror fans might be pulled in by the Scream alum David Arquette.
Ah! Monster hands! Oh! Oh! Fuck yeah! What the fuck is this?
Mope, by all means, feels and looks like a low-budget feature, but once again, it seems to be the least of problems for B flicks nowadays. The camera work is decent, cinematography is easy to digest, easy to enjoy, and small thing, but I personally like movies with no black bars nowhere. As for effects, there is really only one sequence of real violence, one that carries weight, and likely could have carried more of it if it wasn't shying away with so many cuts and close-ups. Whether it's a story that needed or deserved to be adapted is up for some discussion, but personally I enjoyed it and found it to be a well-executed and odd mix of things, and actually compelling, so I give it a 6 out of 10. This being director Lucas Heyne's very first full-feature directional debut, I am intrigued by what comes next, because Mope is proof that the man knows how to find heart and substance in demanding scenarios.
This is bigger than Monday Night Football, the Oscars, the Super Bowl. You are all about to be Bukkake boys tonight, all right? So bring it in and let me hear it. Let me hear it loud. Ready? Bukkake, 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 Bukkake.